It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catalfamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Countywide. I'm your host, Philip Catalfamo. I'd like to thank you for joining me. On today's show, we are talking Yavapai County Food Bank, and my guest in studio today, or I should say over the phone, because, again, we're still doing things a little differently here, is Yavapai County Food Bank Executive Director Ann Wilson. Ann, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Now, we all know that food banks and food pantries are being relied on a lot during this pandemic. Of course, the way that people are getting food now has changed. So specifically for you guys, what policy changes has your organization made during this pandemic?
Well, I'm going to kind of read off to you some of the new things right now that we're requiring. So in compliance with Governor Ducey's stay-at-home orders, the front office at Yavapai Food Bank will remain closed until April 30th. This will not affect people's ability to get a food box for themselves or for their family. And if they have a food bank card, they will come here and just present their card at the back door where we actually give out the food, because they're not going to come to the front office like they have in the past. They will just come to the back door, offer that. If they have not been here before and if they're new, they can still come in and we will give them a temporary emergency slip that they can get. And whenever we open our doors again, they can come in and file an application and everything. But meanwhile, we're not turning anyone away. Anybody that comes, because if they've been out of work for a while or they need a food box, they're able to come in and get some. So we're continuing our regular food bank distribution days and times. Tuesday and Wednesday p.m. from 3 to 5 p.m. is when we actually distribute food those days. And on Thursday and Friday p.m. from 1 until 3, we distribute food box. Now, on Monday morning, people that are handicapped that cannot get out and come in to get a food box, if they call in before 9 o'clock in the morning, we will still let them drive through and we'll take the box out to them. So they have to call us before 9 a.m. in the morning so we can have these food boxes all ready for them, and they can come by and get that food box. I think as on Tuesdays, we take families, people that need to call in, if they're picking up for more than 10 people or 10 cards at a time. There's sometimes people come from other communities and they will bring the cards from that community in at a time, or from some organization, they'll bring those cards in. And if there's more than 10 cards or 10 families, rather than standing in line and taking up a lot of time, we will actually fill those cards on Tuesday mornings. So they need to call in and let us know that they're coming. And so no one will be allowed to come in on the lot before our serving times. Those serving times are important. They need to mark those down. And here they are again, Tuesday and Wednesday from 3 to 5, Thursday and Friday from 1 to 3. So they cannot pull into the lot before those times because we don't want people standing around talking and visiting and everything, which they do sometimes. So when they come in, they need to also kind of try to keep their distancing from one another, and they wait until when we let them come in, we let them come in 5 people at a time. They have to use the hand sanitizer when they come in the door. We have one right there close to the door for them to use, and then they come up to the table one at a time, as their name is called, and they'll come up there, and then they get their food box. And then while they're picking up their bread and other things, we still ask them to please keep at least 6-foot distance between each other. So then if somebody is sick, if they can't come in and they're sick and they can't come in, we do not deliver. Now, the Sheriff's Department called us, and we're going to take them up on their offer to do anything for us if we need to, because sometimes people want things delivered to them. We normally do not send out any of our volunteers to deliver food boxes. That's just against our policy to do that. And so if the Sheriff's Department wants to do that for us, we will be glad to let them do that. So we will allow them, though, to bring in something from somebody else. If they have a neighbor or somebody that's willing to do it, they can bring their card down here or get their name and their address, their phone number, and come in and then pick up a food box to take back to that person as an emergency box. So that doesn't mean that and we're also requiring people, if they're sick at all, to not come onto the grounds. We do not want them to, and we're also requesting them leave their children at home or with somebody to take care of them. so that we don't have a lot of extra adults and extra children standing around waiting for one person. So these are the things that we have kind of changed recently. We also require all of our volunteers inside to wear gloves at all times. Before they were using hand sanitizer in between, but now they're also wearing gloves. So those are some of the changes that we have made, and we have had a lot of extra people coming that we have not had come in before. So our amount of people has increased, and that's about it as far as the changes we've made.
Fantastic. I think that's great that the Sheriff's Department is willing to help you guys out, distribute food. Like you said, it's not something you guys normally do, but if it can help out, it's a really, really good thing to look into, and I'm really glad that you guys are...
Yes, it is. And Bob's got their phone number, so if those things come up, we'll give them a call and ask them if they want to do that. So hopefully they will.
That website is YavapaiFoodBank.org. The number is 928-775-5255. Executive Director Ann Wilson. So, mentioning the Sheriff's Department, what other community support have you seen? Have you seen anybody, sort of rally around helping you guys out?
Yes, very much. We've had a lot of donations online. People have been making contributions online, which has increased, and also our donations coming in through the door, also through the mail, has also increased, and we really do appreciate that. We are having a little bit, I won't say it's really a trouble, it's different in the way that we're getting food now. When we order the food, and it kind of maybe comes in over a month's time, so we have to order it in advance. The grocery stores are really kind of struggling right now, I think. I didn't expect this, but they get only one semi-truck of food a day from their main distribution points, I guess, and they only get one semi-truckload a day. And so we have that. We did put in a large donation of $15,000 for a donation of food, and we had it all listed exactly what we wanted and everything, and it's been coming in kind of here and there over a month's time. So we are kind of struggling. We do have to really order food a long time in advance to make sure that we have it in time for our needs. So these donations that come in have been very helpful for us to be able to place these orders, because we need to have the money to make sure that we can pay for this before we place the order. So all of these donations have helped immensely.
Yes, they have. And like you mentioned, the grocery stores have seen a little bit of a hardship, but thankfully organizations like yours, the Yavapai County Food Bank, and a lot of these food pantries have been able to sort of help out during this pandemic. Like you mentioned, the Sheriff's Department coming in and helping out, people giving out donations. It's really nice to see everybody sort of rally around and work together, even, following the CDC guidelines, just really making sure that everybody is all good and okay during this crisis.
Yes. This is an amazing community. We have said this ever since we've been here. It's just absolutely amazing. As soon as there is any kind of a crisis or anything that happens, I just can't believe how the whole community just jumps on board to help. And I don't know, I've never lived in a community like this before in my life, where everybody has been so willing to help.
It is absolutely incredible. Again, that website is YavapaiFoodBank.org. The number is 928-775-5255. That number is included on the website. And what are some of the hardship stories that you've heard, or just we just got a couple minutes before we head into the break? So what are some of the hardship stories you've heard?
Well, I would say one of the things, a lot of the other things that we give out to people are toiletry items and toilet paper and things like that. And whenever people come in now and ask for toilet paper, we have a very limited amount to give out. So that's some of those toiletry items and things that are still necessary, because a lot of people, if they can't afford food, they can't afford those items either. And with there being kind of like a shortage of toilet paper in the stores right now, it's been hard for people to get a hold of those things. And that might sound like maybe not too important to some people, but if you don't have it, that's a very important factor. And I know a family came in just the other day and asked for some, and I was only able to give them one roll right now. But if we had donations of that would help also.
Well, we've still got a lot more to talk about. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Yavapai County Food Bank Executive Director Ann Wilson. We'll be right back. Countywide will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Do you need more closet space? Hi, I'm Tracy Shadley, owner of Organize A to Z. We provide professional custom design solutions to keep you and your space organized, which helps reduce your stress, increase your productivity, and allows you to take control of your belongings. We are proud to be locally owned and operated, specializing in custom closets, garages, offices, and pantries. Call me today for your free consultation. Organize your space, organize your life.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
With too many senior homeowners falling short in their retirement dreams, there may be great news for you. A reverse mortgage may be the answer. The flexibility it provides may help you with your retirement dreams, peace of mind, and quality of life in your retirement. For your in-home, no-obligation consultation, contact me at 928-225-7418. That's 928-225-7418. Or you can find me at Facebook at Jim Hostler, Reverse Mortgage Specialist.
Hi, this is Lori and Melissa from Sedona Soul Spaces. We are the premier source for all your interior design, decorating, and staging needs.
Every day people ask, why didn't I call you sooner?
Let us use our passion, creativity, and experience to make your life easier.
Don't make costly mistakes. Call us and we will help save you time and money.
We offer full-service interior design, custom furnishings,
complete home staging, turnkey vacation home packages.
Sedona Soul Spaces, creating extraordinary spaces that delight your soul.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm your host, Philip Catalfamo. We are talking Yavapai County Food Bank, and we are speaking with the Yavapai County Food Bank Executive Director, Ann Wilson. And we mentioned at the end of the first segment, which I feel like was more of a downer to end the first segment. I want to kind of spruce it up, make it a little more positive here as we start the second segment. What are some of the positive stories that you've heard? You mentioned the Sheriff's Department coming in to help you guys out when you guys need it. What are some of the other positive stories that you've had during this pandemic?
Okay, well, one of the things that comes to my mind right away was we got a large envelope of several donations inside, and there was a little letter attached to it. And this woman said that this was a new community. A lot of them were new people there. They didn't know one another, but they kind of had a meeting and all got together and decided that as a community they would donate to the food bank. And so there were several checks inside from that one little block. It was just like a one block of people that donated. So I thought that was really a very sweet thing. You know, you don't see things like that very much, but it's also a good way to get acquainted with your new neighbors and everything, and then to do something positive at the same time. And then there was another letter that we got, an enclosure from someone that had their kids all write letters to the food bank thanking them for different things, and they had little pictures on them. You could tell they were very young children, probably in maybe the second and third grade even, just learning to print and to write. And that was a really sweet thing. So a lot of the community, like I said before, the community has just been absolutely wonderful. The little things like that they do, and we've received letters from people saying almost every donation that comes in, they'll send a note in there along with it. Thank you so much for what you're doing, and very appreciative. The community has been very appreciative of the food bank, and so have the clients, the ones that have been helped. And a lot of these clients even will maybe give a couple of bucks or something like that, trying to help in exchange for what they're getting.
Well, every little bit helps, and it's really nice to hear.
Does.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear stories like that, where people coming in and really lending a hand when needed. You know, like I mentioned earlier, just if you can't even donate money, just the fact that people are still following the CDC guidelines and trying to distance themselves from people, it helps in a lot more ways than you can imagine. And like I said, organizations like yours, people supporting it and rallying around is incredible. You mentioned the grocery store is starting to see a little bit of a limited supply, so more people are going to food banks and food pantries, as I believe I mentioned earlier, to get their food for the week or maybe even the month. Does your organization have the supply right now to meet this very, very high demand?
Right now we have a fairly good supply, but it goes out pretty fast. So like I said, we just got a text message over the weekend that we do have an order on the 15th on Wednesday that we can go in and pick up. And this is all a part of an order that we have placed over a month ago. So things are coming in slowly, but it's coming in time, and that's very handy. And we realize that during this time we need to keep those orders going in there ahead of time to make sure that we do continue to have a good supply.
What are some of the services you guys are offering right now for people who are looking to get food?
I'm sorry, what was that question again?
What are some of the services you guys are offering right now for people who need food?
Well, mostly for them just to come in and to qualify. Right now, they're just picking up a regular food box. We do give them a very well-balanced food box. We're giving them meat. For instance, for Easter, we had hams for everybody. Everybody was able to pick up a ham and I think yams and some other things to go along with that for a nice meal for Easter. So those are just some of the special things that we try to do for people. We just want them to, we're not giving them just a generic box. So what we do is actually, they fill out a card, and we know how many people's in the family. We know the age groups that are in the family according to this card, and we try to give them things that will actually fit their household and fit the number of people that are in it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Having a nice ham. I had some ham for Easter that I very much enjoyed. I can't imagine that anybody else wouldn't enjoy a nice ham for Easter. That's really nice. It's sort of catered to what's going on. Hopefully we don't get too far into this pandemic where you got to start putting Christmas boxes together. Hopefully we can get out of this a little quicker. But really nice. That's very, very nice to hear that people can still continue their traditions even in this pandemic. You mentioned that people are taking cards from friends or relatives and dropping them or picking up boxes for them. Are you noticing that a little bit more of people?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I have noticed that more. There's some people that are not able to either come in or maybe because whenever there's a lot of children at home and you don't have anybody to stay with them, you can't just go off and leave them because we're discouraging them from bringing their children with them. So I think that maybe some of these people are probably sending a neighbor or somebody to pick it up for them, and all they have to do is bring their card in for them with a little note attached that it's okay for them to pick up their box for them, and a phone number in case we question anything, that we can call the person and say, is this truly your desire, etc. Because in the past, believe it or not, we've had complaints of somebody saying they never got their box. So we do kind of want to make sure that those people are going to get their food, and so we've kind of made it possible for people to do it like that. The other thing that I do want to say that I didn't mention before concerning donations, and that is that if people do have food at home or something in their pantry already, or some that they buy that's extra when they go to the store, if they want to buy donations, we do have a drop-off box in the front. We've just built a new drop-off box out there for people to put their food in. And if it's more than what will fit there, they can put it right on our step right at the door. So sometimes we're discouraging too many people from just coming in and being in the parking lot and handling things back and forth. So that's why we say we built this drop-off box just for that purpose.
Well, fantastic. So there is a drop-off box. If you had purchased too much stuff like Ann just mentioned, you can go to the Yavapai Food Bank and drop that off. Again, the website is yavapaifoodbank.org. The number is 928-775-5255. Where can people go for food, Ann?
Where can they go to pick up food?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I guess that all the grocery stores are open, and even though some of their shelves are very limited, there is still is food there. And we use a lot of canned goods. We love canned vegetables, canned fruits, juices, just a variety of things, pretty much what you would eat at your own home. I mean, all of these people kind of eat the same type of foods. So if anybody wants to go there to pick up food and to buy food, then it's okay.
And again, you can drop that off at the at the food drop-off box you guys have.
Yes, they can drop it off there, and if it's more than what will fit there, well, then they can call us ahead of time and tell us that they're coming, and we'll kind of try to have the other bay door open in order to receive that food from them. We do have our food box outside of our fence, so even if we're closed, they can drop it off after hours.
Again, 928-775-5255. It is on the screen if you are watching this at home, but if you're listening on the radio, again, 928-775-5255. The website, yavapaifoodbank.org. Go and get involved. Go help this wonderful organization out during these trying times. We're going to take our second break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you can get even more involved and where you can donate food, money, or possibly even a vehicle. When we come back on the other side of this break on Countywide, don't go anywhere.
Solid Rock Fitness is a one-on-one fitness studio specializing in fitness over 50. I train older adults of all fitness levels, from athletes and avid sports participants to folks with chronic pain to those recovering from surgeries. You and I will focus on strength training to improve overall muscle tone, core conditioning, balance, agility, flexibility, and nutrition. Mastery of these components of fitness will help you live your life to the fullest with confidence and competence.
Paul Stanley here with Stanley Steel Structures. We offer shade structures that provide style, value, and performance. Our Equinox louvered roof opens and closes to give you the ultimate patio experience. We also offer Alumawood shade covers that looks like wood but lasts like steel and never needs painting or maintenance. Visit us at StanleySteelStructures.com. Contact us today and be covered tomorrow. Stanley Steel Structures. Let us add some space to your place.
The EPA says C&B Construction ranks in the top 1% nationally. C&B Construction invites you to see what energy efficiency and indoor air quality can be. We have won another Department of Energy Innovation Award, and C&B Construction is the only contractor in the country to win 6 consecutive EPA Indoor Air Plus awards. Experience our zero-energy, move-in ready homes at Crossroads at Mingus.
C&B Construction, locally respected, nationally recognized. Find out more at C&B Homes.com.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm your host, Philip Catalfamo. We are wrapping things up here with my guest over the phone today, Yavapai County Food Bank Executive Director Ann Wilson. And we have covered so much, but there is still so much that everybody can do to be involved in this wonderful food bank and any other food banks and organizations around Yavapai County, Verde Valley, up in Sedona, Coconino County, anywhere else. But where, specifically for you guys, where could people go? We mentioned it earlier. Just want to reiterate again. Where could people go to donate food and money to the Yavapai County Food Bank?
Okay, first of all, they can go to our website, and there is a button there where they can select and just put donations, and it'll just talk you right through how to do it. Many people have been doing it, so I think it's rather easy. And if you don't feel comfortable in doing it that way, you can also call us at 775-5255, ask for Ann, and I'll do it right online for you. And then you can also come to our location at 8866 East Long Mesa Drive in Prescott Valley and make a donation by coming into the front office. If there's nobody in the front office, we may have the red door locked. The other door will be open, but also there's a bell out there. You can ring that buzzer, and somebody will be right there to open the door for you, and you can come in and make a donation in person if you prefer to. Or they also can then mail a check to Yavapai Food Bank at P.O. Box 4151, Prescott, Arizona, 86302.
Now, you mentioned to me off air that while you do accept food and money donations, people can also donate vehicles they may not be using.
Yes, they can also donate and bring food to us if they prefer to do it like that.
Of course.
We have a drop-off box right outside that they can drop it off there. Or they can, if they have a large donation, they can either drop it off at our door, our front door, and we'll pick it up as soon as we see it because there's people that come in and out all the time. And or you can call us ahead of time, and we'll try to meet you at the bay door to receive the food.
And then what about the vehicle? What about donating the car?
Okay, sometimes people have cars that they want to get rid of or move on. They've bought a new one or something, and they still have another one, and you'd like to make a donation of that. We will accept vehicles. We can no longer give you a receipt for the Blue Book value of it. The law doesn't require or allow us to do that anymore. But we will give you a receipt for the car, and then if you want to donate it or put that on your tax return, you can set your own value for that car. And there's a lot of people that come to the food bank that don't have a vehicle that really do need transportation. So that would be really greatly welcome.
So a lot of ways to get involved with the Yavapai County Food Bank during these trying times. You can donate food to their donation box. You can donate money. Again, the website is yavapaifoodbank.org, the number 928-775-5255. You got a vehicle you're not using, you can go ahead and donate that as well. There's a lot of people who can use a new car to them, and will greatly appreciate that donation. Ann, thank you very, very much for taking the time. We seriously appreciate what you and your organization has done during this pandemic, and thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be on.
Yavapai County Food Bank Executive Director Ann Wilson. Again, the website, yavapaifoodbank.org, 775-5255. That is this episode of Countywide. I want to wish you a great rest of your week. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.